Hey, my Liptons. So I wanted to come in here and do a video. And basically, this video is just going to be revisiting the saga between Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, Salman Khan, and Vivek Oberoi. But before I continue on with this video, please subscribe to my channel. We're already at 800 plus. Let's get up to 900 subscribers. The goal is to get up to 1,000. Let's keep the brand growing and let's continue on with this video. So let me just say this. I know for the people who voted on the poll that I put on my community tab on TikTok and also on TikTok, where I was like, what film do y'all guys want me to review, Sholay or Mud? And I know I put that poll up a while ago, and y'all like, listen, where is this Sholay review? Because Sholay is the one that won the poll. I'm going to put up the film, and honestly, fingers crossed. Most likely it's going to be this week where I put up the Sholay film review. I know I've been slacking lately. I have not been pumping out a lot of content as usual, but your girl caught pneumonia recently. So I've been going through it. So I'm going to be putting those things up, but I wanted to talk about this particular thing and just revisiting this whole thing because I don't know. I just found it to be very interesting, especially on my off time, especially when I'm bored. A guilty pleasure of mine is to go watch like the older episodes of Coffee with Karan. So I've been watching that lately, and I wanted to discuss this because I feel like, in a way, there has been a lot reported when it comes to this saga between Aishwarya Rai, Salman Khan, and Vivek Oberoi. And I do think there's a few points that need to be made because I think that people are sort of brushing towards little things and are also missing some things in context. And I just wanted to provide some of that because I feel like I think that Aishwarya Rai has, in a way, been portrayed as the villain in this situation, and then there's also another side where I felt like at the time Vivek Oberoi was painted as the bad guy, and then Salman Khan was just the wild one. But I do want to add some context towards like this saga and what happened between these three. So like I said, before I continue on with this video, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Let's get up to 900 subscribers. The goal is to get up to 1,000. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to Ronnie Lipton. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all down. Let's continue on. Okay. Let's just go to as far as like the beginning. And I'm not going to give it's not going to be too long. I'm not going to be giving like detail, but I'm just going to give y'all the skim notes for this. So, okay. At this point, I think it has been widely reported. And at this point, the fans won't allow us to forget that, okay, Aishwarya Rai and Salman Khan were a couple at one point. Okay, they were dating each other. I would say they started dating. I know a lot of people say, when they were filming Hum Dil Chuke Sanam, and that was the time when they fell in love. So I would say like that filming probably took place maybe 1998 towards going into 1999. So I would say they got together around the late 90s. Okay. Aishwarya Rai was somewhat new to the industry. I think she came in maybe 1996, 7, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go look that up again. But she came in, and Aishwarya Rai is from the South. She won the Miss World pageant, so she was getting some buzz. And usually with those pageants, especially like with Miss World and so forth, you immediately, in a way, you do kind of get somewhat of a meal ticket into Bollywood. So she was already a pretty face, beautiful girl, and they took notice of that and they got her into the film industry. So yes, so she came in during, I guess, when she started acting during 1997. So she was fairly new into the industry. Salman Khan, you already know Salman Khan. You know, he has a dynasty in the film industry. His dad was a writer, a famous writer, wrote a lot of blockbuster films. Salman was in the industry for a while. And listen, we have to be honest. Salman Khan is also a play. Still, I mean, back then was definitely was a playboy. He was a playboy. He was dating. He was messing around with a lot of people. Even the way that he got with Aishwarya Rai, and I don't know this to be true. I mean, but then it's been also reported that he kind of started messing with Aishwarya Rai when he was still with his former ex girlfriend, Somi Ali. Okay, and listen, just to do a quick side note. Listen, Somi Ali does not like Salman. Listen, Salman Khan. I don't know. Listen, Salman did a lot of dirt. I'm not gonna lie to you. So Somi Ali is out here with a vengeance. She wants it to be known that Salman Khan has did her wrong and has did a lot of things that has been very, very alarming to her. So Somi Ali has definitely, if y'all guys don't know her, y'all go look her up. I think her name is spelled Somy and then Ali, Ali. So she's been blasting Salman Khan for a couple of years now. But Somi and Salman were a couple for years. And then apparently what has been said is that Salman Khan started messing with Aishwarya Rai while he was still in a relationship with Somi Ali. So I don't know how much Aishwarya Rai knew that aspect of things. It depends. I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like she probably didn't know because Salman probably was, Salman was a playboy, so he was doing what he was doing. But yeah, so they got to, so Aishwarya Rai and Salman Khan got together around late 90s, 1998, 1999. They start dating. Um, at first, because you're young and you want, it was nice at first to, according to what was reported, and then things started to go a little bit sour between the two. I read an article that said that, apparently the first breakup that Salman and Aishwarya Rai had was apparently due to Somi Ali, because apparently, I guess Salman broke up with Somi, and when Salman started dating Aishwarya Rai, apparently Salman was still in contact with Somi Ali. So I guess Aishwarya Rai found that out and she was not here for it. She was pissed off. He apparently went to her, was like, oh, like we're just friends or something like it's not, whatever. So she ended up taking him back. I saw an article like that before. And then, other articles, especially the press during that time, they were reporting in the gossip blogs and things like that, saying that Salman was, drinking a lot. He was allegedly physically abusing Aishwarya Rai. She was you know, trying to keep things together, but Salman, his erratic behavior was crazy. And on top of that, too, it was said that he was cheating on her. So there was a lot reported in the gossip stuff. And I did see a few interviews on YouTube where Aishwarya Rai, people will question Aishwarya Rai, like, oh, like, we're hearing that, you and someone are going to get married, or you and someone, it's rocky, there's a lot going on. And, Aishwarya Rai, I would say this about Aishwarya Rai. She's very, very, like, for her to not be, like, like a nepotism kid at that time, she was very well trained. She was very media trained. So she would try to play things off and say, oh, no, things are right. The gossip rags don't know anything. They're just writing things just to, sell magazines and so forth. And, she was really, really media trained into playing things off. But, there was a lot going on behind the scenes. Also, that infamous time where Aishwarya Rai went to an award. I think she went to an award show. And she had like a black cast on her arm. And then she had these glasses on as if like, she had a black eye or something. And for one, I don't even know. First of all, if I was her PR team or whatever, I would have never even let her out the house. If you out here with brute like with a cast on your arm and then on top of you wearing glasses as if you probably hiding a black eye, why would you go? Of course, the media is gonna speculate, girl. Child, she went to that award show. The gossip rags were gossiping, and Aishwarya Rai came out and was like, "Oh, I fell down the stairs. This has nothing to do with abuse. I would never stay with anybody that has abused me." And I'm not gonna lie. Let me be honest here. Okay, let me just get my own personal feelings out this way. Do I think that? Do I believe that Salman Khan hit? Okay. Well, one. Let me just say this. First of all, when Aishwarya Rai was like, "Oh well, I fell down the steps, whatever." One, I'm just like, okay, girl, like that's bullshit. I can understand if you get a bruise from falling down the steps. And listen, people have died falling down the steps, so I'm not gonna say and act as if things can't happen when you fall down the stairs. But girl, you specifically get a black eye. What stairs gives you a black eye? What stairs gives you a black eye, and what stairs breaks your damn arm? Like, I couldn't tell. Yes, you probably twist your arm falling down the steps, even though it's kind of like, but like, okay. But then the black eye, I'm like, girl, no. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. And listen, I grew up on Salman. I watched Salman's films growing up. He's been a part of my childhood. But I do gotta keep it a stack. Do I think that Salman was putting his hands on his girlfriends at the time? I do believe it. I just don't see how all these allegations are just coming out about you and all those people are lying on you. Like, first you have Somi Ali, then you have Aishwarya Rai. It's just I just don't see why they would lie about something like this. So do I think that and of course these are still allegations. I have to say allegedly, but do I believe it? Yes, I do believe it, and I think that Aishwarya Rai was covering for Salman because that was her boyfriend, and she didn't want too much. She didn't want a lot of media attention in her personal life. So it got ugly between these two. It definitely got ugly. It is stated that Salman was just his behavior was erratic to the point where Aishwarya Rai ended up, breaking things off with him around 2002. Okay, so this is 2002, and now let's get to Vivek Oberoi and Aishwarya Rai. So during this time where Aishwarya Rai broke up with Salman Khan, it was reported that Salman Khan was just like, with that sort of behavior where it's like, well, you're not going anywhere. Like, if I can't have you, no one can have you kind of mentality. So apparently, and this according to what Aishwarya Rai said, that Salman will call her, just leaving her all kinds of nasty messages saying that she was cheating on him with so many people, with Shahrukh, with Abhishek, with this person and that person, like going off on her. There was even an article that was written that Salman Khan apparently, I don't know, like he had a confrontation with Aishwarya Rai's dad. Apparently, it's a mess. That time frame where they were dating, where these two were dating, was a mess. Um, and then Aishwarya Rai got with Vivek Oberoi. Now, let me be honest. I have to be honest. I believe that Aishwarya Rai got with Vivek Oberoi because I think that she wanted, like she, it's not, I don't even think it's a rebound thing because I know people are gonna be like, oh well, it was a rebound. No, I think that she got with him for one, for protection. I think that because Shahrukh, I mean, Shahrukh, because Salman Khan was so, one, he was very powerful in the industry. He has a lot of connections. It was just something where it's like, who's gonna go against, you know, who's gonna face Salman Khan? Like, who's gonna really go up to him saying that, oh, you're wrong or this or that. So I think obviously when she started filming with Vivek Oberoi doing Hogyana or something like that, I think that's the movie that they did together. I think that Aishwarya Rai was, pouring her heart out to Vivek Oberoi and telling him what's currently going on in her life, telling him that how much, Salman is stalking her, that Salman is leaving all kinds of messages, that Salman is just not letting things go. And I think that he probably gave her a lot of comfort and gave her a lot of advice and so forth. And I think that's how these two ended up falling for each other. Okay. Do I think that probably the connection was genuine? It could have been. Yes. I do think that um she genuinely saw Vivek as a really nice guy. And I also feel like Vivek Oberoi was also upcoming in the industry. So she was like, listen, I think I genuinely believe that Aishwarya Rai was looking for someone to protect her from Salman. And I think that she saw that in Vivek Oberoi. And I'm gonna also circle back to what happened, because I did also briefly talk about this on my channel about the brief feud, not feud, but like, the little tiff that Aishwarya Rai and Shah Rukh Khan had, and that was also due to Salman Khan, because what happened was that, okay, let me just say this. Aishwarya Rai and Vivek started getting closer to each other. And Aishwarya Rai at that time, especially in her career, she was on a high because Devdas did really well in the box office. She was on a really good place. Aishwarya Rai also signed to other films to do in Bollywood, and a lot of those films had to be paired with Shah Rukh Khan. And I talked about this in a different video. You guys can go on my Bollywood Talk playlist, where I discussed the dynamic between Aishwarya Rai and Shah Rukh Khan and what happened between them. But she was meant to do these 5 films with Shah Rukh Khan, Chalte Chalte, Virzara, Minute, like a few films. And what happened was that Salman Khan, again, with his erratic behavior, apparently, allegedly came to one of the sets of Chalte Chalte where Aishwarya Rai and Shah Rukh were in, caused a scene, and it ended up getting Aishwarya Rai kicked out of that film and those 4 other films. So it was getting to the point where she was getting started to get blackballed. And this is where I need to bring up Vivek Oberoi. I know a lot of people had an issue with Vivek Oberoi doing that press conference against Salman Khan. I genuinely believe, and this is my own personal opinion, and Vivek Oberoi has said this too. He was defending someone that he saw was getting attacked in the media. He saw was about to get blackballed in the media. So he went out and did a press conference exposing Salman Khan, saying that Salman Khan is threatening Aishwarya Rai, that he's, leaving all kinds of nasty messages towards him, just being very, very just erratic in his behavior. And I watched Vivek Oberoi's Coffee with Karan episode. And this episode took place, I think it was like the first season of Coffee with Karan. It was mind you, this was in 2004. Okay. And I remember, while I was watching that, Karan Johar was saying to Vivek Oberoi, "Oh well, you went out of the film fraternity to air out your grievances against Salman Khan, and we usually handle it. The film fraternity handles it as a family. You don't take it public." And Vivek Oberoi, and rightfully so, said, "Well, y'all say that we're a film fraternity, but Aishwarya Rai was losing films because of Salman Khan. Aishwarya Rai was almost about to get blackballed until Hollywood had to come knocking on her door to save her. So it's like, where, like, and Vivek Oberoi, and rightfully so, said, where was this family? Where was this film fraternity family to protect Aishwarya Rai when Salman Khan was out here mollywopping her across stairs and things, allegedly? So, and I agreed with Vivek Oberoi when he was saying that, because I think, for one, they really, really came down on Vivek Oberoi for that press conference. And listen, was the method or whatever, it could have been done a little bit differently? I would say, for me, I would say yes. I was like, for one, I would have probably did a police report. And I know people are saying like, oh, the Australia riot did do a police report, but I don't know where that, I haven't seen it. But I personally would have gone to the police if Salman Khan was threatening me and doing, because I can understand if you go to the police first and then the police don't do anything, then you air him out. Then I will agree with that. But if he's like, you airing, it's like, nah. If this is what he's doing, he's stalking y'all, he's doing all these different things, go to the cops. I would have done that. But either way, I think that Vivek Oberoi was right in his stance to defend his girl. And I think that people thought that Vivek Oberoi was such a stupid man for doing that. Oh, you're this, you're that. But he was standing up for his woman. And I think that it was admirable for him to do that at that time, especially for him to even, especially with the backlash that was following after that. So I think that Vivek Oberoi was right in doing that. But let me also say this too, because I think this is, people tend to say this when it's not right. People are saying, oh, because this is going around, this has been going on social media for a while, that, oh, Aishwarya Rai dropped him after he did that press conference. That's actually not true. They were still together. Aishwarya Rai and Vivek Oberoi were still together when he did that press conference against Salman Khan, when he exposed Salman Khan. So that's actually not true. They were still together. She was still considering him her friend, and he was still claiming her as his girlfriend. So there's that. And mind you, that press conference took place like what, 2003, 2004, and Vivek Oberoi and Aishwarya Rai didn't break up till like 2005. So like, yeah. I will say this though, because Vivek Oberoi did feel some type of way, especially after the breakup with Aishwarya Rai. Let me be honest. I do think that the breakup between Aishwarya Rai and Vivek Oberoi, I think what happened, and they didn't give a specific reason as to why they broke up. It's just that Vivek Oberoi went on this rant that, Aishwarya Rai is plastic or whatever, whatever. But I think this is what happened. And there's no shade to Aishwarya Rai, but I love her. I love her as an actress, but I have to be honest. I do believe that, when Hollywood started knocking on Aishwarya Rai's door, when Bollywood dropped her at the time and wasn't really checking for her, and when Hollywood came into the mix and was telling her that she's, you're very beautiful, you're the most beautiful woman in the world, blah, 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 blah. I think, Aishwarya Rai's PR people, her PR team, the people around her were like, listen, you're about to go into superstardom. You're about to get, excuse me, you better get all kinds of deals. You're going to get deals in Hollywood. You're going to be a big name. Vivek Oberoi, while yes, he's a good guy and stuff like that, but he's not matching your image. This is just my own personal opinion. So I think it didn't go well between these two. I think that, the PR teams on both ends, from Bollywood and Hollywood, were like, listen, you about to be a big name. You need, we're putting you up there. We're putting you on a pedestal as the most beautiful woman in the world. You can't have any partners that is not on your level right now, next to you right now. And that's what I think happened between these two. I think that, people got in her ear, and I think she broke off the relationship. Because don't get me wrong, I genuinely believe that Vivek Oberoi was going to be a ride or die partner for Aishwarya Rai. I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that. I believe it. You do a press conference for me, doing all these things, defending me against the evil Salman Khan, especially as powerful as Salman Khan is in the industry. Absolutely, he was going to be. I actually genuinely believe that Vivek Oberoi would have married Aishwarya Rai, but I think that because she was getting all that critical acclaim, Hollywood was up there with her, Time Magazine, all these people, Oprah. They were like, "Listen, you got to be single, girl," and that's why I think what happened between these two. I think that the fame got big for her. And it was what it was. And I think that it was also a better look for Aishwarya Rai to get with someone like an Abhishek Bachchan. Because while, yes, Abhishek Bachchan might not be, on the same level as his father, but at the end of the day, he's still Amitabh Bachchan's son. That's a better look for her. And then on top of that, it's also better protection because everybody loves Amitabh Bachchan in the industry. And by proxy, they love Abhishek Bachchan. So that's better protection for Aishwarya Rai in the industry, and for her to continue getting better roles in Bollywood. So I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened in this situation between her and Vivek Oberoi. Like I think Aishwarya Rai saw the bigger picture, and then she also saw that me being with Vivek Oberoi, nice guy and all, but in the long term, it's not going to benefit me. It's not. It's not. The way things are going for me, it's not going to benefit. And that's no shade. I just think that, that's just the way things are. So, and plus at that time, it's like Aishwarya Rai was basically rebranding herself and bringing back up her reputation when, the whole Salman Khan saga and, the Vivek Oberoi doing the press conference and so forth kind of dented it a little bit. So her going to Hollywood for temporarily helped her a lot. I just gotta keep it. I have to be honest. I have to be honest. And let's be also be very clear. When Aishwarya Rai got with Abhishek Bachchan, or when she left, Vivek Oberoi and left him over there, and when she started going Hollywood, not only she started getting the Hollywood deals, went on Oprah, went on David Letterman, and so forth. She, and then when she came back to Bollywood, all of a sudden Bollywood started liking her again because she's getting international success. So now they gave her Doom 2. They gave her Jodha Akbar, was one of my favorite films, my favorite Bollywood films of all time. She was getting the roles again. And on top of that, she got married. So it was really good for her. So I do think that, in a way, I do feel bad for Vivek Oberoi because I do think that he got caught in the crossfires between the situation. And I do genuinely believe that he's a really nice guy. But, it was a lot to handle. It was a lot to handle. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think if I was in Aishwarya Rai's shoes, I probably would have done the same thing. I do. I do. I think that in order to protect myself, in order to feel secured, in order to feel all these different things, I think she did what she had to do in order to protect herself, her reputation, her dignity, and her family. I have to be honest. I have to be honest. I just have to be honest about that. Because let's be very clear, too. Are we really, and there's no, and I have to be honest. Are we really putting Vivek Oberoi in any of these conversations about being one of the greatest actors of all time or anything like that? It's like Vivek Oberoi was for a good time at that time. And, Salman Khan is still here. Aishwarya Rai is still here. We consider Aishwarya Rai one of the greatest actresses of all time in Hindi cinema. So it's like, And then on top of that, Salman Khan is still Salman Khan. He's still very popular. He has a huge fan base, so forth. So I just feel like, it is what it is. But I will say this, though. I'm not going to lie. I do, and it's also very upsetting the more I think about it, but it's like the fact that, Aishwarya Rai was kicked out, and, like, just to think of, like, what could have happened, if it didn't turn sour between Salman and Aishwarya Rai, we could have had Bajuro Mastani with Aishwarya Rai as Bastani and Salman as Bajuro. Like, I would have loved to see a film like that. You know? We could have had that. We could have had a Banmalvat between Aishwarya Rai and Salman Khan. Like, we could have had Aishwarya Rai and Vizada, Aishwarya Rai and Chalte, you know? And it's like, unfortunately, you know, the saga that occurred between these three kind of dented them in the early 2000s. But then again, it also ended up really good for all three. I think all three of them are now happy in their own personal lives. They all have children except for Salman Khan. You know, 2 out of the 3 of them are married. So I feel, you know, people are in better places. But I do think that it was a sad situation that happened. And I do think that all three of them have moved on. And here's also another thing too. I do believe that Aishwarya Rai has forgiven Salman. I do think that. I think that she has someone, you know, I think she has moved on. She has forgiven him. But I just think that, you know, she just doesn't want to do a film with him ever. It's like that thing of like, okay, listen, like, we went through this, we did it. Like, I forgive you for what you've done to me. But it's like, we don't have to ever work together again. It's like, you know, we don't have to be friends. Like, we don't have to do all that. And that's also the thing I think that a lot of Salman Khan's fans can't handle is the fact that Aishwarya Rai never engages or tries to do a film with Salman. It's like, for one, I don't know why they would want something like that. Like, the films that Salman Khan does now is so wacky, tacky, and you know, guns and all these different things. Like, where Aishwarya Rai is doing more mature movies. So it's like, I just don't see the, like, for me, I'm not interested in seeing Salman and Aishwarya Rai at this moment in 2024. I'm not interested in seeing these two together on screen. I'm not interested. I'll be interested to see her and Shah Rukh, maybe Shah Rukh Khan and her doing a film. Maybe her and Hrithik Roshan. Yes, I'll be here for that. But her and Salman, don't care too much about it. The same thing between her and Vivek Oberoi. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't care. Like, as far as like do it for them doing a film together, is just not interested in doing that. But, you know, it was fun going back to, you know, circling back to the saga, because I do think that there is a little bit of like, oh, well, when she went to Hollywood, she loved Vivek Oberoi. Well, no, that's not true. When she first started getting her Hollywood acclaim, she was still with Vivek Oberoi. When Vivek Oberoi did that press conference, she was still with Vivek Oberoi. She was in support of that. So, I just wanted to dispel those rumors. But, however, I do think that as she kept going, excuse me, as she kept going into, you know, the Hollywood circles to Oprah, no, I do think that her team was like, listen, Vivek Oberoi gotta go. I don't think it was specifically, I don't know, there's a part of me that feels like it wasn't specifically her. I think that the people around her were like, listen, he gotta go. Because we're building you up into being this international star. Vivek Oberoi doesn't really level up to that. And that's no shade. I just have to be, you know, we just have to be honest. Like, but anyway, y'all, that was just my thoughts on that. Y'all guys, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below about this saga between these three. Tell me y'all memories about this whole situation. If y'all were there, if y'all experienced it, if y'all watched, if y'all read the gossip rags during that time about this situation. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.